The game of the weekend, there's really no doubt about it. Second part of Super Sunday, Manchester United versus Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, Ruben Amorim have both been speaking to the media in the last hour or so. Our reporters Dan Khan and Gary Cottrell were there asking the questions. Gary, sit tight. We'll be speaking to you in just a moment. And Dan, let's come to you first. Listen, United and Arsenal have both been excited by their new centre-forward because they've both got someone in that position. How does Ruben Amorim feel about his new man, Benjamin Šeško?
Yeah, afternoon, David. It's so intriguing, isn't it? Because it feels like both of these strikers have intertwining storylines. Benjamin Šeško now at Manchester United. He was linked with Arsenal earlier in the window, and Viktor Gyökeres, of course, now at Arsenal, worked under Ruben Amorim at Sporting Lisbon. But when we focus on Šeško, everyone has been very impressed by how he's behaved since arriving at the club in the last week, how he's trained, how he's adapted to his surroundings here at Carrington, and having signed for United just under a week ago for an initial fee of £66 million from RB Leipzig. He's very much now a Manchester United striker and really forming this new look attack with the likes of Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Between the three of them, they scored 48 league goals between them last season, and that's what Ruben Amorim will be hoping for. Just over £200 million for all three players. Will be hoping that his attack will now be bolstered going into this new season. A serious lack of goals was an issue last season, but with this new creativity and firepower, Manchester United will be hoping that this season will look much different to the 15th place they finished last year. But for Šeško himself, the question is, well, is he fit enough and is he able to start on Sunday? This is what Ruben Amorim had to say.
I'm really happy. I think he has a great potential in everything he does. He can play different type of footballs. He's going to feel that Premier League is really aggressive. He's going to learn, but he has a great potential, and I can see Ben be a striker for Manchester United for a long of years. That's why we pay so much money to have a striker that will have his history in our club. We didn't have a lot of time, but he's ready. First of all, physically he's ready. That is a big component in our league. Then he's really smart. Every detail that he asks is a guy that is always thinking. He spent all afternoon here working on his fitness, so he's ready to play. We'll see if he's going to start.
Yeah, these managers have a new sort of leading forward, if you like, to get excited about. But Dan, of course, as far as Manchester United are concerned, that comes in a wider context of the whole front line being strengthened with Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo also arriving at Old Trafford before Benjamin Šeško. But what about elsewhere in the team? Any more potential strengthening to come?
Yeah, David, you're right to mention the incomings, and actually very impressive work by Manchester United to get these signings done well before the season has begun, because we've seen in the last 5 or 6 years they've been entangled in long transfer sagas, even for the likes of Harry Maguire, Anthony, Manuel Ugarte even last summer you could mention. But all three signings into the forwards are in. Diego Lyon also as a fullback they secured quite early on in the window as well. But now the focus, as you said, will be on outgoings, and we know there are players who aren't part of Ruben Amorim's kind of first team plans going forward. The likes of Alejandro Garnacho, very heavily linked with Chelsea. We know they're very interested in the young winger, just waiting for them to formalise that interest. Also the likes of Jadon Sancho, really heavily linked with AS Roma as we understand it. But then also Rasmus Højlund, who didn't feature last weekend at Old Trafford against Fiorentina in their last friendly. Ruben Amorim actually went with Mason Mount as their forward option on that occasion, and his future now very much in doubt. And when he was asked about this, I think Ruben Amorim was very keen on focusing on the players already at the club, but there's also question marks around the midfield as well. With Mbeumo and Cunha now at the club, Bruno Fernandes is expected to play slightly deeper. Then the question is who plays next to him, and that has really arisen, all of these links with Carlos Baleba, who Manchester United are interested in, but will they be able to do that this window or perhaps in the future? One midfielder to tell you about, David, in just the last 15 minutes, who has left the club on loan, is the young Toby Collier. He's joined West Brom on a season-long loan from the club. So that leaves that midfield area a bit lighter. But when it comes to Højlund and the midfield options, Ruben Amorim kept his cards pretty close to his chest.
is one more option. We will see. We are focusing this game, and Rasmus is still our player.
Hi, Ruben. Just on the midfield situation, do you want a new midfielder to come in, and would you be confident of getting one in? Because it does look like you're quite light in that area.
I'm really happy with our players. They are working really well. We have different players for that position, so we are prepared to win any game with our players.
Okay, so Dan was speaking there with Ruben Amorim. And Gary, I'm sure that Mikel Arteta is delighted when he sees you pitch up at Arsenal's training ground, ready to ask that first question, as you have the right to do, in your own inimitable way, choosing poetry and metaphor. Go on then, tell us more.
Listen, he was in a good mood. You could tell he was in a good mood. I had an Arsenal balloon as well, just to celebrate what is a big new season for Arsenal and, of course, for us at Sky Sports. And he's aware that it's a big season for him and Arsenal. And he referred back to those 3 second-place finishes when he was asked whether or not Arsenal could go one better this time. And he said, look, you keep digging and digging and digging until one day the gold is there. And he also confirmed, by the way, that despite criticism this week from a former Arsenal captain, Martin Odegaard won the players' vote outright, really. A massive majority for him to carry on as captain. So, yeah, you're right. The opening of the news conference.
Manchester United's transfer window drama is far from over. The Red Devils still have a glaring hole in midfield, a weakness that has cost them dearly in recent seasons. Names like Morten Hjulman from Sporting and Atalanta's Ederson have surfaced, but according to club legend Wayne Rooney, the answer lies much closer to home: Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton. Rooney, never one to hold back, showered the 21-year-old with rare praise, saying, "Strikers get a lot of credit, but Adam Wharton was exceptional. If United were to sign him, Wharton would be a remarkable addition to the team." And Rooney might be spot on. Since arriving from Blackburn Rovers, Wharton has taken the Premier League by storm. Calm under pressure, fearless on the ball, and sharp in possession, he offers exactly the kind of control United have been crying out for. In Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system, he could be the missing piece of the puzzle, the heartbeat of a midfield that desperately needs life. But here's the catch: negotiating with Crystal Palace is no easy task. United already struggled with Brighton, and Palace will not let go of their midfield gem without a fight. The question is, will United take the gamble? If they do, Adam Wharton might just be the signing that redefines their season, maybe even their future. So tell me, should Manchester United break the bank for Wharton or risk watching another superstar slip away?